Kwame, thank you very much for joining us on Agenda tonight.
You're welcome.
First of all, tell us how you got introduced to red tramadol, and you were telling me earlier that you do a mixture of it.
Yes. Well, it started from my youthful age, I think maybe 8 or 10 years ago, when it wasn't very popular in the system. I think a friend took it in front of me first. We used to have these guys, we call them kwaleba. They are the ones who sell it. They have these bags, small bags they walk around with. They are from Niger and stuff like that. So they are the ones who sell them those drugs. It was quite cheap at the time. So from them using it, they are like, oh, it's a nice feeling when you take it. You feel different. And like you feel so calm. So I said, okay, let me try it. Each time we are out, there are people taking it, girls and stuff. And they're like, but you will be normal. Just try it and see what happens.
And that was about 10 years ago?
Yeah, that was about 10 years ago.
Which part of the country was this?
This was in Medina.
In Medina?
Yes, exactly, in Medina. It was popular in the Zongos.
In the Zongos?
Yes, in the Zongos. That's where you get those people who sell with those small bags. They are usually from Niger. They are not Ghanaians.
So when you tasted it and you liked it, how often did you get to use it eventually?
Well, like everything, when you do it for the first time, you do it for the second time, I think your system adapts to it and you grow in it. I think when you start drinking, you don't just start drinking 10 bottles. So the first time, I think a bottle will get you drunk, and each time you do it, you outgrow what the level you are at. So it will get to a time one won't work that much on you. You have to take 2, and it keeps going like that.
And earlier when we spoke, you told me that you do a mixture of a number.
Yes.
Red, tramadol,
yes.
and weed. Can you tell us how
well, I was smoking weed before I even got to know of tramadol. Yes. And the red is just, it's a street, maybe slang or word we use. It's all tramadol. We have the 120 milligram, and the red is the 250 milligram, which is quite strong. It's the strongest, I guess. We have them in white too, but that's the most popular one. And now it's even difficult to get. Yeah, because it's the people who used to sell it are now being arrested and stuff because it's gotten popular and the word is out. So it's very expensive now. So I think and from then on, every time you go out, you have to ask for it and get it, because within the day, I think by 12, you start feeling feverish and stuff like that.
How are you getting money to buy them?
And now you're an addict, so
But obviously, you didn't stay in school for the past 10 years. You
yes.
graduated, I believe you started to work. How
Yes.
were you able to get money to buy the drugs?
Oh, well, you have to feed your addiction. However, whichever way, sometimes you have to even go as far as, stealing things from the house to go sell. I hope you get what I mean. Yes, and that's how it starts destroying you bit by bit, because now without it, it's like you can't function.
And you were telling me, just going back to the earlier conversation we had about a mixture of these drugs, and I realized that you brought some samples. You have some weed and some tablets. Are you able to explain to us what those the leaves are, and the 2 tablets you have, what they are?
Well, this is weed. This is the regular weed maybe we smoke. Yeah, we call this is amnesia.
This is weed?
Yes, it's weed.
Okay.
It's practically weed. So you may use the scissors to cut it, or we have crushers. You roll it with a Rizzler, and you put some.
Oh, so it's already got that inside. So you just put this amount.
Yes, and maybe use a scissors to cut it into.
How much in terms of the grams?
Well, there's a gram, so it goes for about 40 cedis.
About 40 cedis, weed?
Yes.
And it's fresh dried weed?
Yes.
So you roll it into the paper
and and you put some fire behind it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what about the tablets?
Well, the tablets is that's the tramadol.
This is the tramadol.
There are types, yes. They have grades. They have the 120 milligram, and the red is the 250 milligram.
And this is what people normally call red?
Yes, this is the Ogbani. Yes.
But there are some pictures of red where you see the tablets bigger than this, or this is
this is the actual size.
This is the actual size.
Yeah, they have other ones. There's a white one. It's also a 250 milligram.
Okay.
This is the red.
So normally, the times when you were mixing the three, like you told me earlier, how are you doing it? You would take the weed, smoke it, after which you take the 2 tablets. How did it go?
And now we got to a time, this one goes into the system first. Because, I mean, when you wake up, the first thing you need to go and do is get your tramadol, put it in a drink.
Even before food?
Yes, before food. Okay. It will get to the time when you don't take it, you can't eat. You can't function. Your whole day is just bad. You are getting angry each and every minute. Yes, and that's the effect.
Okay.
Yes, it has on you.
And when you take it, how long does it take before your system starts reacting to that?
Well, in the beginning, maybe it would have taken you a whole day to get out of your system. But now you may even take maybe 5 tablets and you may top up maybe by evening.
No, so I'm talking about the effects you get, because earlier you were saying that you feel like you're out of the world.
Yes.
How, if you took the tablet now, how many minutes will it take before you get to that level?
Well, depending on your system and how long you have been taking it, I think for a beginner, I think at least within the next 15 minutes, you should have an effect.
And after you've taken it for a long time, like you, where you've been in it for the past 10 years, how long does it take?
Now it will take a longer period. That's why you have to overdose yourself with more tablets. So I mean, at a go, you may just do 5 straight, which you need to top up during the day. Yes, because it now starts to leave your system, because now your system is on it. It's a regular thing. You need it every day.
Tell us, when you say that when you take the drugs, you feel like you're on top of the world. Tell us how it feels like. We've seen videos of people working and even dozing and trying to fall down. For you personally, anytime you did a mixture of these, how did you feel?
Yeah, sometimes, I don't know, it's just like you feel so good. You are calm. And it's the calmness that can get you to a point you don't even know you are standing and you're sleeping. That's just the feeling. If you think about it, it doesn't do anything much to you, but just that calm and drowsy mood and feeling you get when you take it.
And how does it feel like when it is getting out of your system?
When it's getting out of your system, you start to get tired, weak, frustrated. You know, it's like you can't even go to work if you don't get it in your system. Yes, and that's when you have these scratching and, you know, attacks. And when you also do it too much, it can also cause seizures.
Did you ever experience seizures?
Yes, I had friends who experienced seizures.
Did you?
No, I never experienced one, but I think I passed that once.
You passed that one?
Yes, because how long ago was this? I hadn't eaten, and I'd been on it for days, because now when you take it so much, now you don't even feel hungry. You just want to always smoke. Yeah, so if you look at it, you notice most of the tramadol addicts are cigarette smokers. They smoke a lot of cigarettes.
How long ago was this when you passed out?
That could be about 9 years now.
About 9 years ago?
Yeah, when I started using it, I think a year later, I experienced that.
Did you ever try to stop?
Yes, that's when it becomes a problem. Yes, because you try to stop, and, you know, the withdrawal symptoms you start to get, the sweating, you can't sleep, you can't eat, you are vomiting, you know, so you have to always run back to it, if you get what I mean. Yes.
And I know you're working now. You're employed in a good organization. Do you still use the drugs?
Yes, but
so how do you manage it?
Well, you have to manage it, because there are only a few who can stay that focused to do that, because I don't know, if you don't accommodate that addiction, you're not going to be normal.
You do a regular 9 to 5 p.m. kind of job now.
Yes.
When do you take the drug before you get to work? I mean, just tell us. When
I take it before I get to work.
And it doesn't disturb?
No, it makes you now. Now, without the drug, you are not your normal self. You will be sick. Yes, that's why they call it. It's like cold turkey. Yes, you will be sick. You'll be having flu, you know, weak.
You're also telling me earlier that you're trying to get out of it.
Yes.
How are you doing that?
Well, what you do is you try to reduce it bit by bit. Yes, and you get out of it, because I think just stopping at once is difficult. So we've heard rumors of people dying through trying to just cut it and, you know, stop, because
So when you say you personally, you're reducing it just so you're able to gradually get out of it. In those times when you were taking tramadol, red, I mean, these are different types of tramadol.
Yes.
With weed at the same time.
Yes.
Now, when you say you're reducing it,
yes,
what does it mean?
it
Out
means,
of the three?
yes, you have to take something more to compensate for the tramadol. So now you have to probably smoke more weed, maybe do some alcohol, so at least you can get knocked out, then you sleep.
Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
Okay. So when you take it before work, do you still have to top up when you get home just so you're able to
Yes, obviously.
continue the
You
rest
would
of
have
the
to
day?
top up when you get home. Yes, at least. So you can keep, or even maybe within the day, depending on your feeling or how you are feeling.
What would you tell people? How would you say your usage of drugs has affected your life?
Well, it brings a lot of setbacks. The thing about it is, every time you are never on time, because you have to always do something before you get to, and when you are not up to that level, you can't go there. So every time, oh, maybe I'll be here, I'm coming, and it will cost you maybe jobs, contracts, wherever you do it. So
I
to
mean, you're
cost you.
fortunate to be employed now. Would
Yeah.
you say that your life would have been better if you had not used drugs in the last 10 years
Yes,
of
because if
your
it
life?
was so, I think I would have done some things in life much more earlier. Yes, it's caused at least a strain or a break in my life for a while before I could even get my feet on the ground to say, okay, now focus a bit on life and do this. Yes, so it's still a challenge.
What would you want to say to young people who, are not hearing anything?
Well, I think if you haven't tried it before, I think it's not a place you should go to. It's not worth it. At the end of the day, what are you getting from it? You're just going to end up being drowsy. What does it do to you? It's pointless. It's useless.